Color 10 News for your forecast first.
And by looking at radar, for the most part, we've gotten rid of the rains that pushed through overnight and into the early portion of this day. This is kind of false echo off in that region. However, we do have more chances for rain as we go into the evening and overnight period. These showers and thunderstorms that we had have put out outflow boundaries. Well, they're backing up as a warm front, and as that pushes through the area, more shower, more thunderstorm chances, could be some localized heavy rain as well. As far as temperatures today, a little cooler today, only got up to 79 degrees, and you can see 70s and 80s in the area. We get little peaks of sun every now and then. Those were the highs. Here was where we stand right now, 79 degrees. We're looking for 70s and 80s, but there is some cooler weather to come. I'll have more on that in a bit. Color 10 News at 5 begins right now.
A settlement ends a multi-year dispute over development at the Branson Landing.
We're still a couple of months away from winter, but many people are starting to stock up on propane.
Plus, police spent hours at this home in Springfield investigating a death. What we've learned from the scene up next.
You're watching Color 10 News at 5 in high definition.
A settlement agreement surrounding the Branson Landing could soon pave the way for new development. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Kilman.
Good to have you along at 5. I'm David Oliver. The city of Branson says this settlement's going to help to resolve a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against a title insurance company. Our Trilex reporter Grant Sloan is live at Color 10 Branson tonight with the story.
Well, David and Jennifer, this settlement agreement actually stems from a lawsuit over a land dispute on the northern end of the landing back in 2003. Now, while that's still being appealed, this settlement today will deal with legal costs, helping pay for legal costs, which in turn could lead to future development down at the landing. Now, according to the city of Branson, it and developers HCW have reached a settlement agreement with Chicago Title Insurance Company and Fidelity National Financial. The city says under the settlement, both the city and HCW will get separate $90 million title insurance policies for their interests in the landing. Policies the city claims weren't being honored before. Now, those policies will come into play anytime someone files a title dispute surrounding the Branson Landing, such as was recently the case with an area just north of the landing that I was mentioning that includes North Beach Park. Now, part of that area is where HCW is planning on developing roughly 30,000 feet of retail space, and according to the city, HCW says because of this settlement agreement, it can go forward with those plans. Branson City Attorney William Dustin says the city is glad to resolve this important aspect of a set of lawsuits that began in 2003. The settlement resolves insurance coverage issues on the Branson Landing, as well as coverage of costs of litigation moving forward. The settlement ensures that resources that the city had to budget to protect its property interests at the landing can be utilized in making Branson a greater place for its residents, businesses, and visitors. Now, when we last spoke with HCW, which was before the settlement agreement was reached, it mentioned that it wanted to put in somewhere between 8 to 14 tenants in that 30,000 feet of retail space. And while it said it was hoping to begin construction here in the next couple of months, it says that it should be complete and open for visitors by May of 2015.
Grant Sloan live tonight. Thanks. Happening right now, a Springfield neighborhood is still blocked off by police tape right now.
This morning, police got a 911 call of a death at a home on Kentwood just north of Sunshine. That's where our Laura Kennedy is live right now. And Laura, what do we know?
Well, Jen, right now we know a woman was found dead inside this home this morning, and police are trying to figure out if foul play was involved. Someone police are not identifying yet called 911 about 10 o'clock this morning. That's when they blocked off Kentwood. It remains blocked this evening, as you mentioned. Neighbors tell me a man and a woman live at the home. Police tell me they're interviewing the man who lives here. We don't yet know the relationship between the man and the woman found dead this morning. Now, crime scene investigators have been out here this afternoon combing through this yard for evidence, and as you can see, the street's still blocked off. Police tell me it will be blocked off for some time as they continue this investigation. For now, reporting live, Laura Kennedy, Color 10 News.
Laura, thanks. A Springfield woman who went missing more than a week ago is found safe. Officials with the Greene County Sheriff's Department tell Color 10 News 50-year-old Teresa Kleeman was found in Branson. And while they say she is in fairly good condition, Kleeman was taken to the hospital as a precaution. They want to thank everyone for helping them find her.
In our education coverage now, school board leaders are considering possible changes to the way the Springfield's Crossing Guard program is funded. It's one of the issues on the agenda tonight at a public meeting. That's where we find our Matt Lapoli live. Hi, Matt.
Jen, many questions have been raised about this issue in recent months, so that's why school board officials are trying to look for a solution. First, they say, though, they'll offer a bit of a history lesson on the whole thing. Right now, 34 school zones require a guard twice each day. Under city ordinance, it's the city who foots the bill for schools within Springfield city limits, managed by the police department. But the city recently began considering a third party to take care of the locations it serves. The county used to take care of the SPS schools within Greene County, but recent budget cuts mean the district itself is now picking up the tab. Now, the meeting is set to start in just a few moments. Of course, we'll have more for you on Color 10 News at 10, but for now, reporting live, Matt Lapoli, Color 10 News.
Matt, thanks. We're still months away from the start of winter, but some people in southwest Missouri are beginning to stock up on propane. Prices around the time of year are typically lower right now than in the peak winter months.
An especially cold winter and high demand, though, led to, of course, that spike we saw in prices back in January. Our Linda On today learned a lot of people are ordering propane differently this year. Linda?
Jennifer and David, many didn't expect this past winter to be as bad as it was, leading to high demand for propane to heat homes, not enough supply, and distribution problems. They say they've learned a hard lesson and are ordering more propane earlier. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, residential propane prices for a gallon in Missouri in February of 2013 was about $1.70 compared to $3.67 this February. Paul Hood is the president of Hood's Propane Company in Springfield. He says the company is prepared and has filled up all of its tanks, all 100,000 gallons of storage. Hood says now is the best time to stock up on propane since prices are lowest around this time of year. He says many of his customers are trying to prepare for a harsh winter, many placing orders in July, a month earlier than most years.
It's kind of been a surprise to a lot of us in the propane business that we've had this kind of demand in the summertime. So I do expect it to keep going. Typically, we've had people buy the minimum of what we sell. This year, we've had a lot more people say just fill up the tank and get it topped off and get as much in it as you can.
Now, Hood said people planning ahead help suppliers too, since they won't have to make as many emergency trips in the brunt of winter when people run low on propane. Prices are expected to still fluctuate and will go up as the weather gets colder and demand for propane grows. Many suppliers offer programs where consumers can buy ahead of time and lock in a price for so many gallons.
All right, Linda, thanks. Coming up next here on your News at 5, why fall is good for business in downtown Springfield.
And this.
And it's like a eureka moment. So you go, oh my God, I wasn't aware of that.
Would you like to know how much money food companies spend on political parties? Well, now there's an app for that. We'll be right back.
Channel 10 News at 5 continues in high definition.
2 weeks now into the college semester, and thousands of students are settling into dorms, classes, and jobs.
There are about 40,000 students in Springfield attending various schools and earning local dollars.
We're pretty much engaged in trying to figure out how to develop new industry and business in Springfield. And one of the ways you do that is to have a high quality workforce. And if you don't have that high quality workforce, you can't attract business, and local business can't expand.
Areas like downtown and many local restaurants look forward to college students getting back in session. The owner of Finnegan's Downtown says it provides a big boost to his late night crowd, but also the growing downtown area has helped him keep busy all year long.
We have so many new locks going in downtown, and the amount of permanent residents down here is increasing in a big way, and we're really feeling it. With students coming back into town, everybody's getting settled into their new places, whether they're lofts or houses, and they come out late in the evenings, and I mean they come out in force.
He also tells us in order to be successful in Springfield, downtown restaurants have to know the college calendar and when to expect to be the busiest. In political news now at 5 o'clock, a new app could help you make some choices at the grocery store. Matt Colbert is the creator of Bipartisan, an app that allows you to scan the barcode of your favorite grocery item and find out how much money the company and its CEO give to either party. In one example, General Mills is the maker of Cheerios, and this app shows the company gave 63.5% of its political donations to Republicans, 24% to Democrats.
A lot of people are heavily partisan Republican and heavily partisan Democrat. And then there are people who just are upset with the amount of money that's in politics right now. I think that this offers an appeal for all them.
The app gets all the information by going through public information data. The app went live 2 weeks ago. Early publicity attracted almost 100,000 users and landed Bipartisan in the top 20 on the iTunes app page.
Well, a British family wants to know why it had to flee its own country to get medical care.
Just please ask, call off this ridiculous chase. We're not neglecting our son. He's in perfectly good health.
There's an ongoing dispute over the type of care the young boy is receiving. See why both sides can't agree up next. In medical news now at 5 o'clock, a British couple who fled to Spain with their 5-year-old critically ill son spent a second night in a Spanish jail. They're battling with the British government now over who has the right to treat their child for brain cancer. 5-year-old Asha King lies alone in a Spanish hospital battling a stage 4 brain tumor while his parents fight to get out of jail in Madrid. The British couple took their son from a hospital in England because they wanted different treatment than doctors were willing to provide. Police in Spain arrested them over the weekend after British authorities launched an international manhunt.
Asha is in a wheelchair and is fed through a tube.
But Ash's parents say their son was never in danger. Before police arrested them, the couple posted this internet video defending their actions.
So I just please ask, call it off, this ridiculous chase. We're not neglecting our son. He's in perfectly good health.
The King family wants Asha to be given proton beam radiotherapy, which British hospitals don't normally use for this type of cancer. Britain's deputy prime minister backed the prime minister's call to let the couple out of jail.
I would like to see the family reunited, and then hopefully people can calmly make a decision about what should happen next.
British prosecutors have now withdrawn the arrest warrant for the couple. A judge in Spain will now decide what happens next. And we can tell you more than 100,000 people across Britain have signed a petition now to have Asha's parents released. His parents say they were hoping to sell their holiday home in Spain to pay for the treatment they want their son to have.
Well, things have dried out, but will it stay that way? Here's a live view from our tower cam right now.
And our friend Tom Turton's coming back next to show us some nicer temperatures. In fact, one day it's going to feel pretty fall-like, so keep it right here.
Here's a look at stock quotes of local interest. Color 10 News will continue in a moment.
Well, we did have the rains overnight. We had reports of, some wind damage, hail, things like that. We had a couple of tornado warnings. That has all gone by the wayside, but it's still going to have an effect on our weather. Right now, we're at 82 degrees, 64 is the dew point, 55% relative humidity. We have a northwest wind at 8 and a barometric pressure of 29.97. That's what we had overnight. Kind of cleared things off, but these have all set out outflow boundaries, which act as mini cold fronts. They're backing up now in the form of a warm front. So that's going to be backing through the Ozarks, and as it does, it will give us additional chances for showers and thunderstorms as we go into the evening and overnight. Scattered variety, but you could still get 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, some hail, and frequent lightning as the storm chances do move through the Ozarks. That'll be overnight into more than likely the early portion of tomorrow, but things will start to kind of clear out. You see, it's not painting any kind of broad brush stroke. So a scattered variety, isolated type shower and thunderstorm chances overnight and into tomorrow. And you get under one of the storms, you could get some brief heavy rain as well. But then high pressure is going to be building into the Ozarks. We're going to have a sunny day and a part of a sunny day when we go into Thursday and Friday. Also, the hot and muggies will return. We're going to push up into the 90s. It's going to be muggy. So just be ready for that, because after that, there's another change coming our way, and that comes in the form of a cold front that's going to start to move into the Ozarks. And it looks as though when we get into Friday, Saturday, we're going to have a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but a nice little cool down then as we go into next week. So 69, the overnight low, chance for storms, southeast wind at 5 to 10, and you see 60s and 70s for the overnight low. Once again, this is going to be lifting through the Ozarks. And then tomorrow, we're up to 90. Shower and thunderstorm chances are going to be mainly early. They're going to be, I think, lifting more central and eastern Ozarks as they pull out of the area. And then we have a southerly wind, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now, high pressure is building into the Ozarks and so tomorrow we'll start to see a little bit of sunshine. Temperatures warming up, 80s into 90s. We're expecting about 90 degrees here in Springfield, and you can see Joplin looking for 92. After that, as that high pressure really takes hold, we're going to have some pretty good amount of sunshine on Thursday. You see us at 93, so we're going to look low to mid 90s. The muggies come back in. Here's where that front begins to push into the area, so still another 90-degree day on Friday. After that, things cool down rather nicely. Chances for showers and thunderstorms Friday into Saturday, and you see a high on Saturday of 79, of course, with all the cloud cover. But after that, afternoon highs are going to stay in the 80s, and we'll get some partly cloudy to mostly sunny days to begin the week.
You know, it's September now, and I think a lot of folks always think, okay, it's fall, but we can still have these warm days like this throughout. I mean, I can recall 90s here in October before.
Oh, yeah.
So, we've had it before. So.
You know, when you have 70s in January, 90s in October is not too far out of the picture.
That's right. That's right.
No bonfires just yet.
You bet, you bet.
All right. Well, here's our Viewers Club number. It's 125018. It's at the bottom of your screen. The pot is currently up to $200 because no one won yesterday.
Tom, thanks for the weather. We appreciate that as always. And tonight, coming up here, new at 6 on Color 10 News. We told you about that settlement down at the Branson Landing about some title insurance. Well, there's also a new ride being constructed now at the landing. Our Grant Sloan is back live to show us what's coming and how stores are reacting to this new attraction.
And Home Depot announced today that it's partnering with banks and law enforcement to investigate some unusual activity related to customers. Hackers may have been breached security information, much like what happened at Target. More on that tonight in our 6 o'clock hour.
Still ahead here at 5 tonight, though. Sometimes it takes a village to save an orphaned animal.
And lucky for this guy, someone decided he was worth a second chance at life. Little story up next. Now, this is just adorable. Look at these baby squirrels being syringe fed by staff at the Wildlife Rehab Center. The babies lost their mothers and were brought here to City Wildlife in Washington, D.C. The rehab center gives care to orphan animals, just like these two baby squirrels. They are so cute.
You know, and you hear about this happening also now outside of rehab and special centers like this, where, you know, animals just out in the wild, and, you know, maybe the squirrels will latch onto a cat or something like that, or a dog, and
surrogates.
Nature always has a way of working things out.
Yeah, it does, right? They're so cute.
It does.
I like to ooh and ah at every little animal thing.
Well, any animals out there this morning were getting wet, that's for sure. It was kind of rainy out there, Tom.
Yeah, it was a little rainy in the Ozarks overnight and into this morning. That's kind of gone by the wayside, but it's going to visit us again. Shower and thunderstorm chances this evening, into the overnight, early tomorrow. It's going to kick out. We're going to get warm. And then more rain chances coming our way Friday into Saturday with a cool down to follow.
So just enjoy the cool down today.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here in 30 minutes at 6.